what a whack job Achashverosh was. Mamish nuts. Crazy guy. He goes ahead, he makes a party to show everybody everything that he has in his life, all of his gifts. Instead of being humble and quiet, he says, everybody come, let me show you my wife, let me show you my kids, let me show you everything. Look how beautiful, look how balbatish, look how wonderful I am. And we look at him, we say, mamish, like, a Jew would never do that. Jews are baishanim. If you have something, you keep it on the side. You're worried about ayin hara. You don't want to put your gifts that God gave you in other people's faces. You don't want to show off. But something happened over here where we changed. And I'm thinking about myself. You make a simcha. You make a Shabbos Afruf. You make a Shabbos Sheva Brachas. We make a wedding. We invite all of the friends and family, and we get up and we say, look at all the gifts that I have. Thank you, Hashem. Other people, you think they're so interested in your gifts? They're having Tzar Gilul Banim, and you're saying, and this one is a Talmud Chacham, and now I want to introduce my son. He's learning for 12 years. Everybody forgives you so much. You're not embarrassed. We give a hesped for every single person in the family as if they're all Rebbe Kiva Eger, all the greatest people in the world, and then we talk about all the things that Hashem, and we say it, Mamish, thank you, Hashem. I'm so katainti mikol achasa. Shut up and sit down. No, everybody come, look what I can give you, look how beautiful it can be. It sounds a lot like Achashverosh, no? And here is the epitome of shtusim, which is mamish crazy. Now, maybe I don't want to offend anybody with a minhag, but when it came, I came to making a wedding, and the batchin called me up, and he said, what would you like me to say about you? I said, what are you, crazy? You're going to stand up in front of all my friends and family, and you're going to sing my praises when I'm paying you, and I told you what to say? Isn't that ridiculous? Don't you have where are the brains? Everybody knows that you told him. No, not me directly. Call my brother-in-law. He's going to tell you all the good stuff about me. Nah, I would never tell you to say it. And and you sit there and you maspid you. You sit there, Nabach, he's killing me with all of these. Everybody heard. You heard Mechitten. You heard what he said about me. Yeah, I do all of these things. I was at a simcha, and the Batchin says all the beautiful things that he does. And then he says, but the greatest schar comes from chesed that people do that nobody knows. That's the greatest schar, much more than all the chesed. The stuff that you do that nobody knows is unbelievable. Let me tell you now, all the chesed that Inzir Mechitten does that nobody knows. And he starts listing all of it. You meshugana. You just said that he's going to get for that schar so great, and now you're taking away all of his schar just for Abisilakovid? Because he told you, now I'm going to tell you all the stuff that nobody knows. So every Thursday night, I drop off $1,000 in 500 people's thing, but nobody knows that. So tell everyone about that, because the schar that I get for nobody knowing is so high. So tell them that. They're going to be very impressed. Besides for being honored in the yeshiva and for building the building and putting my name up on top. What in the world? I was sitting there, I was listening. I'm saying, if you believe that your schar for chesed that nobody knows is so high, why would you tell them about it? You just downgraded all of your schar. Now it's regular, beautiful chesed. What are you doing in Rebbeinu Shalom? So I had a little bit of seichel, and I told by both weddings so far, I told the Batchin, if you say one kind, nice word about me, you're not getting a penny. And don't say, I would love, jede eine weist, we don't have to talk about it, like the people Nebuch that they die, and you're not allowed to give a hesped, and we say, and they speak for an hour and a half about the guy. It's like saying Nishna Shabbos Geret, Nishna Chodesh Geret. What's going on over here? None of that. And don't say, really, I want to say all the nice things, but Avi doesn't let me. Nothing. Don't mention it. Don't talk about it. You're not going to get a penny. What should we talk about then? Talk about the Maimid, talk about what's happening here, talk about the Inyan, talk about a father and a child and a daughter and a son that are getting married, and the tefillas that I should have, the kavanas that I should have, why we're doing all of this, the neshamas that come down, whatever is legitimate that's happening here, and don't talk about the chesed and the gadlus and the toide gedila b'mukim echad and the cash in the bank and the stuff that nobody knows. And even if you think you know, let me tell you all the stuff you don't know. Oh, what does this say? What'd you write over here? Oh, he also does that. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's mamish, like it's crazy. Everybody knows that you told him what to say. It's not a covet for you. All of these things we have to stop doing. We have to be by shanim. We have to be very, if Hashem gave you a gift, hide it. Hide it. You talk about your wonderful kids. There are people who don't have kids. Talk about all the money that you made. You made a beautiful, lavish dinner. People don't have, be simple. Be simple. I made a takana wedding. I mamish wanted to make a takana wedding, and I sat down with each time with the mechutin, and I begged them. They said no. I said, okay, but my side is takana. I did takana flowers. I did takana, mamish fake flowers, both weddings. I did a takana band. Even everybody says, oh, the takanas, they're abolished. I don't care that they're abolished. The Chachamim said what's good for Klal Yisrael. The Klal, certain part of it, by the way, most people did listen. This little group thinks they're higher than authority, and it's bad for ourselves. We didn't listen to it. Again, the Chassidim are laughing at all of us. They make a chassan for like $12, and they spend the money on an apartment and on stuff. Smart people. Who spends $80,000 to $100,000 in 6 hours? Why? Why? I begged my mechatanim. I begged people. I said, stop it. Let's go. Let's give the money to the kids. Make a takana wedding, and each side, you have so much money, give $50,000 each to the kids. You think they're not going to need $100,000? If you're so rich, give $200,000 each. Give it to the kids. Make a nice, simple wedding. You don't need to show everybody, even if you could, nicht als was me ken darf man. You don't have to get the nicest car, and not everything that you could afford, right? And people told me, I saw this person that they got a really expensive rug. They could afford to buy such a rug. No, they can't. You know why? Because somebody stepped on it, and the mother freaked out. I said, oh, you couldn't afford it. A rug is going to get dirty. If you can't handle this thing getting dirty, you can't afford it. If you can't handle something ripping or getting spilled on, you can't afford it. Afford it means that I can buy it and not care about it. I'm not going to have a heart attack. If you bought something, you're going to have a heart attack because somebody ruins or damages. It's above your value. You can't do it. It's not like I have the money in my bank, and instead of keeping it in savings for my grandchildren, I could technically buy a carpet now for $80,000. That doesn't mean you could afford it. And then you go crazy and you go nuts and you have to take pills. Oh, don't sit there. Don't go there. Take your feet off. Take your shoes off. Like, what are you doing? Be normal. If you walk into a house, you should be able to walk into the house. It gets money. It gets money. You could be careful, but normal. If you have grandchildren and you're freaking out because the grandchildren are going to ruin your house, you're putting your house before your grandchildren. It means you're in a house that you can't afford. Get another house, and don't be so perfect, and let them have fun. Let them grow up knowing that Zaidi and Zaidi, Saba, Babi, whatever you call yourselves, grandparents, Oppa, Oma, are normal people. Not that, oh, I couldn't go in that room. This room is only for once a year. This room is in case we make some. Just relax, enjoy your money. Buy within your means. Your means that you don't have to go crazy about it. And it's okay. You got a car, it's going to get a scratch. If you got a car, and if there's a scratch or a bump, you go crazy, then that car you could not afford. What do you mean? I have the money in my pocket. You can't afford it. You understand? Affording is not what you can pay for. Affording is what your heart can afford. Okay? And just relax and be happy with the matanas that Hashem gave you. Put away your money. Nobody knows. I know people who are rich and their grandchildren are poor. Put it away for them. Right now, you don't need this money. You want to go yourself quietly on a cruise, nobody should know. Okay, you don't have to go ahead and show everybody, look how much money I have. We always travel to South Africa, the whole family in first class. Relax. It's not healthy for the grandchildren. First of all, they're not all going to have money. Some of them are going to struggle, unfortunately. Just relax. Don't spoil them. You made it at your age. You can go first class. My parents always went first class. I never went first class. I was always in economy. It was a chinuch thing. I didn't have to go. I didn't earn the money. When you earn the money and you can go first class, you go first class. You don't get a gold card, a platinum card when you're a bacher. You get a free card. Halavai, if you get a card, you get a free card. We have to tune things down. Rabbi say, it's not good for us. Plus, think about it. How did you feel for the 50 weddings that you went to this year? Were you really happy to be there, or was it a pain in the neck? Guess what? When you make a simcha, everybody else, they're happy for you, but you're a pain in the neck. Don't think that, no, my simcha, everybody wants to be here all the time. But you know how you felt by everybody else. Taka, we're happy for them. It's taka, a pain in the neck. I go to Terrace Avram so many times, I want to just keep my car there. I'm thinking about moving there, just for the valet parking. You can buy a house. It's unbelievable how many times when our parents, your grandparents, my parents, I'm a Ben Zakunim, when they made weddings in the 50s and the 60s, there was one wedding a year. Eventually, one wedding a month. It was exciting. They dressed up in a way that they didn't dress up. They got food that they couldn't afford. It was nice. They were happy for you. Now, you go to 4 weddings, 4 simchas, 4 varts, 4 sheva brachas in one night. You're going in and out of your car in the rain and the umbrella, and you're changing, and you this. Baruch Hashem, so many simchas. So why do you think that when it comes to everybody else's simcha, you know it's a pain in the neck, but for your simcha, everybody's so happy. I want to have a vart. I want to have a first l'chaim. And everybody stop by spontaneously. Then we're going to spend $10,000 on a vart. What this vart does, nobody knows. The tzaddikim said not to do it. No, it's very important because, I always go into a vart. I always do the same thing. I go, Mazel Tov, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I already said Mazel Tov to you last week. What am I doing here? Okay, more money and a band, music and food. Nobody knows what they're doing there. Everybody's looking around. Okay, that's night number 2 killed because they had a simcha. Right? I'm popping in on the way here, on the way there. What's that vart for? And the tzaddikim said, please don't do this. No, we know better. We need it. We need to have it. Instead of the vart, make weddings. You can pay for an entire wedding for a yisoima for the money of the vart. What are we doing? No, but I give. So give more. There's still a yisoima out there that doesn't have a wedding paid for. I don't care how much stucco you gave. There's a yisoima that needs money. And right, in lieu of the vart, we're making 2 weddings. Then you have the afruf, and then the kiddush, and then the wedding, and then the sheva brachas, and then there's the Shabbat sheva brachas. Beautiful. We love you. How many people are really happy to be there? I was just at a friend's simcha. I was there, believe shalom. I mamish enjoyed it. But every simcha is like that? No. You know that's how you feel about other people. Why is it so hard to realize that's how they feel about you? We have to change things. The chassidim are doing great. The yeshivish people in Lakewood, $10, they got a whole wedding. It's like the small group of people that can't seem to save themselves. Can't seem to save. It's like we won't listen to anybody. We have to wake up and realize 6 hours. You can make a wedding for $20,000, $30,000. You can give $50,000 at tzedakah. Give it to the chas and kala. Let them put down a down payment on a house and then rent it out and have income. Be smart. Be smart. Be intelligent. We're better than this. But it's the covet. I need to have 780 people at my wedding. I had 1,000 people at the wedding. It's nuts. I did like 600 of a buffet because it was just ridiculous. Not everybody has to come. It's okay. It's okay. Not everybody has to come. You can invite everybody for dessert. If they really like you, they'll be happy for dessert. And then there's the invitations. Oh my gosh, what was the purpose of the invitations? Are we stupid? The purpose of the invitations is to invite, to notify. Now we have technology that we didn't have 50 years ago. We still have to send an invitation in the mail. You have to unwrap it. How much does it cost? My 2 chasanas, I did not make invitations. I did email. You could do text messages. What are we wasting money? It costs thousands of dollars. And by the way, 3/4 of the people don't get it because the mail system doesn't work. So you spend all this money, and it comes over there with that tissue paper, I guess in case you get very emotional. while you're reading the invitation, they give you tissue paper. Beautiful, I can't wait to come. And then you can't even crack this thing to throw it in the garbage. You ever feel this thing? It's like you want to break it. You have to take out a drill. I once got an invitation. It was like this lucite thing. And I was looking for kitchen samples for countertops. So the guy gave me like a bunch of squares of marble and granite. So I took one, and I happened to have an engraving pen, and I went ahead and I responded on this shtick marble, Be'ezus Hashem, looking forward to attend, and I mailed it to them. It's like, let them also get that. Why does it have to be with the gold around the outside? It's like, I want to show you how much money I have. I can let you know with a phone call, a text, a WhatsApp, a telegram. I can let you know an email, many different ways. I can let you know with a postcard. I can let you know with a thing. But I am now going to show you, I'm not just inviting you to a wedding. I am inviting you to my wedding. You're going to look at this thing for a total of 10 seconds. Some people post it, which you can't even stick things in it because it's so thick, okay? But most other people just take the information, they put it in their phone. Ataras Avram, every single night, whatever it is, Tchinka, whatever it is, and shine. You don't look at it. You go ahead and you break it. You have to put it in the recyclables because it can't go in regular garbage because, it'll break the garbage truck because it can't crush it. You need like a special recycling bin for invitations from very balbatisha people. Look how thick my paper is. I don't just invite you on regular paper. It's like 8 inches thick with gold or silver around it. Wow, I'm so rich. It's mamish beautiful. Understand who I am? I'm going to spend money on something that you're going to have for 10 seconds. That's how much money I have. It costs like $5,000. You print it, you mail it, the stamps. Those are cute. Custom-made stamps. Unbelievable. 3/4 of it, wrong address. They never got it. The mailman. And then, what does the guy do? He WhatsApps on the stupid shul chat. In case anybody didn't get it, please consider this a real invitation. If I can consider this a real invitation, why didn't you just do this lechatchila? It's a real invitation. You just posted all the information. Why don't you just post it on your shul chat, on your family chat, on your block chat, on your bungalow colony chat, and that's it. For the 6 people that are not on your chats, you can go ahead and you can give them a phone call. What are we doing with these invitations? It's like, I feel like we became a caricature of ourselves. Yes, you have to notify somebody. It has to be nice. You went to the invitation guy, make it a little bit nicer, typeset it. Now each wedding, it's like we never had a wedding before. It's like, I have such good news to tell you. We are making a wedding. It's the 100th wedding of the year. It's really, we're very happy for you. Stop making believe like this is such a big deal. You have to notify people, again, less than you can afford. Less than you can afford. You could afford this, do this. You can do that, do that. You don't have to spend everything. Everybody knows you have money. Baruch Hashem. It's like, why don't you just put in every invitation, put in a $100 bill. Everybody, I think that would be a better idea. At least we could buy something for it, $10. Why waste it on the cardboard? Give me some money. I can go get a burger, and I can have you in mind. It's crazy. It's meshuggah. But at some point, we got to realize that we spiraled out of control for no reason. For no reason. Now, what is the amount of money that Klal Yisrael is losing for this absolutely no reason? Enough to fund all the meistis of tzedakah. I'm not saying we don't give enough money to tzedakah. I'm just saying, let's be smart. We can do much better with the money. And as Jewish people, as from people with values, we should always do the best that we can with our money. That's it. Either tzedakah or savings, or give it to our children, our grandchildren. Buy each grandchild a home. If you can afford, buy it paid in full. Like this, that they have a home, mortgage-free. There's a lot you can do. People have to understand, Be'ezus Hashem, we could have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, Einiklich offspring. You're going to give each one $1 million? Start saving now. You're going to say, listen, I don't have money for you, but I have a bunch of leftover invitations. All the return to senders, I can give this to you. And I mean, it's such a waste. Doesn't the waste bother you? Doesn't it just bother you that people who mamish don't have money, that we just wasted money on a 12-piece band, on an 18-piece band, just the waste. Yes, you deserve it. You could afford it. You could do anything you want. But what would be impressive? What would really be impressive? To do things in a humble way, and to say, and if you want real covet, because that's why you're doing this, you want everybody to say, wow, I never saw this room look like this. Seriously, it looked like this last night also. Everybody's upgrading, so it's not such a chiddush, but wow, it's unbelievable. You know what? L'kavod Chassan Kala, we made tonight 100 weddings for Yisayimim. That's impressive. That's impressive. And B'chlal, you really want to impress your friends? Downgrade. People will be very impressed with that. Say, look, such chashuv balabatasha people, and they didn't waste $100,000 on 6 hours. Smart. Smart. Okay? These are some of the changes that we need to make. We have to look at Achashverosh and say, if we're doing things that sound like him, it's not a Jewish way.